Hi, today I'm responding a comment that I received under one of my videos about oral sex, and I'm gonna put it on screen and also read it to you so that you understand the nuance and also complexity of this question. Okay, so thanks, Liana. To be very candid, I've actually dated very many women who offer sex at all, while I almost always offer. I felt it actually may be a confidence issue for some women, where they're concerned they may not be good at it, so they never try. What do you think? So, Rob, first of all, I gotta say that there are a few assumptions that you're doing in your presenting the case. And there are also some things which I can only say, or I can only speak of from my perspective, but I can't really say that I can speak on behalf of all women. I don't know you, I don't know the women you've dated, and the direct answer here would be the best people to answer your question would be the women you're dating who are not, as you said, willing to try. In order for you to get an honest answer from those women, okay, the ones you're dating in particular, you would have to ensure a very safe space. I'm going to get to the explanation of why that safe space is needed for them to open up and give you the real answer. But I'm going to take your comment one by one. First of all, by the way you've written it, I was really confused, so I'm going to read it here. I've actually dated very many women who offer sex at all. Very few women who offer sex at all, or I've dated many women who barely. So I'm going to assume that many of the women you've dated didn't offer it at all. Again, I don't know their ages, by the way. I don't know them. I do know that the same woman with time, sometimes it may take years for her, she may change her mind about it. With time, not with pressure, okay? With time and with the sense that she can actually choose to do it. Okay, these are very important details here. Some women might actually have to go to therapy because I don't know where you're from. Okay, I don't know in your culture. I'm gonna go straight into my culture. Okay, Eastern Europe. Actually, you hear it also in English. Suck my. Okay. The act of oral sex is often used as an insult, a demeaning insult to both men and women. In my country, it sounds, there are two ways of saying it. One is a direct translation of the English one, but there's another one even worse. Okay, so it can get worse. So what I want to point out here is that this very act is used as an insult and as a demeaning modality or method or tactic for other people. There's a lot of negative charge that a lot of people pick up around oral sex given to men. So the negative charge around people giving oral sex to men is there. It's no joke. Women pick it up. When I was in high school, I used to hear that. And it wasn't just used as an insult, generically by men who were angry and they wanted to make whoever they were angry at or scared of or whatever, threatened by, they wanted to make them feel inferior. It was also used by men who were either turned down by women and they started spreading rumors that those women sucked their ... Or women who actually did that with them and then they were gossiped about and insulted, starting from those men. The act of oral sex has been used for many generations to insult other people. Women see it, okay? I saw it when I was in high school and I started hearing that. All women of all ages see it and hear it. So please understand, this layer is there. And if you just say that you're dating doesn't mean a committed relationship. A lot of women might not be willing to give oral sex to somebody they're just dating. You don't know that unless you ask them. Also, again, these are my perspectives. I can't speak on behalf of other women. I'm just presenting possible answers. They might not like it. It's not exactly easy or comfortable. Okay, when men give oral sex, they don't run the risk of having difficulty breathing or choking. For women giving oral sex, there is that risk. I'm talking about women giving oral sex to men. Maybe a lot of women actually don't want to do it. And they're not going to tell you that unless they're really comfortable to tell you, you know what, I actually don't want to do that. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. Why should I do something in sex that I don't enjoy? Maybe, again, it might have something to do with grooming. I've had a lot of couples in coaching arguing about the grooming, the smells, the tastes, the everything. Okay, so please understand that factor, even if they're not threatened to be insulted or gossiped or whatever, there's that factor, okay, the ick factor because of smells and tastes. And this one's highly subjective, and this one's up to each person to speak about it with their partner. It might also be that one. Also, in your message, you're saying there that you are always willing to offer. That's great for you. I just got a bit of insight here. First of all, just because one partner is offering, it doesn't mean that the other one has to offer automatically. It's not a tit for tat. That's not a healthy way to go about sex. Okay? Ideally, you're offering, one, because you're enjoying it, two, because the women to whom you're offering also enjoy it. Because if either one of you in oral sex isn't enjoying it, then it shouldn't be done. I know this is something that a lot of guys might not want to hear, but a lot of women, I don't know if you check with them, but a lot of women don't actually enjoy receiving oral sex for a variety of reasons. Okay? And this is also something that needs to be discussed. Why isn't this discussed? Okay, so why are you asking this question online, and why not in intimate relationships? That is also, that was one of the thoughts that I had. Why you don't sound or you don't read like somebody who's had these conversations with the women he was dating. And it's a very good question. Why not? It wasn't that much it was just a date, 2 dates, a casual dating thing, a situationship. Okay? Probably nobody's willing to get into heavy discussions. Maybe you don't have the confidence that they'll be honest with you, which, if that is the case, why? It's worth asking yourself, why isn't there a safe space here between us? And what can I do to build a safe space? If the woman has had any kind of trauma or just negative messages growing up, which would be called developmental trauma, I'm not a psychologist, however, I've heard about these concepts. No matter how safe you build the environment or the space between you, she's probably not going to be willing to speak to you if she hasn't had that trauma healed in therapy, not with you, in therapy. So the why this discussion is not being had, it's extremely important. I think instead of asking these things online and generalizing or making assumptions, because that's what the only thing that I can do here is make assumptions. Sure, I'm a woman, but these discussions need to be had in the relationships that we're all having, okay, with our partners. And for that, you need to build a safe space, okay? And if somebody says, okay, even if you build a safe space and somebody doesn't want to talk about it, you need to respect that and so on, okay? That's the best way I can explain it right now, okay? It's not that it might necessarily be a confidence because they're not good at it issue. There might be other things behind it that you would never, like you went straight for confidence, not for the other things. Okay, the fact that you're not aware of the negative social framing around oral sex in society, like every culture has got to have an equivalent of suck my ... Okay, that one alone, it's so ubiquitous that we don't see it anymore. Okay, the gossiping done, especially at early ages. For younger people, the stigma around oral sex is very present. They didn't have the time and the capabilities to work around it. That might also be it. Okay, it's not a skill issue. It's a much larger issue than skills. Okay. Also, by the way, whenever anybody's offering, the best way to offer is to ask for guidance from the person to whom they're offering. Yeah, and that's why all people can learn to be really good at giving something in intimacy, whatever it is, for the person whom they're offering it to. Just because people do it with others doesn't mean that they'll automatically satisfy the next person. That's also a discussion here, okay? Getting guidance from the people you're intimate with on what you do with them. Also an important thing to point out here. Lastly, I want to leave a different message not related to this. If any of the stuff that I share here is useful to you, I would highly appreciate support, especially around this time. Support via my Patreon. I have a really big technical glitch to fix. It's really big. I'm really scared that I'm losing a lot of important stuff, a lot of my work. So any support via my Patreon right now would be highly appreciated. That said, I'm going to show up here with videos every now and then. Hopefully I fix the big mess I'm in right now and not lose my work. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.